Okay, so our morning work is done. The kids have completed their instrument practice, free reading, and sometimes that free reading they just do in bed if they want to get up a little slower. So they might wake up at 7 or 7:30 and read in bed until 8 o'clock. And I'm okay with that because it helps them slow down the day, but they're still productive. So that's a win in my book. They're just finishing up handwriting and their German homework that they have. And then we do an art class once a week. Right now it's virtual, like, the rest of the world. And so while they're finishing up their busy work, I'm gonna go ahead and set up for art class.
Straight by any means. Look how wiggly it is.
The cool thing is that when
pretty
you
much
use
in
chalk,
boom,
hold on, for our participants, and you use the tip of that brush for the small lines.
So what do we do?
And
Okay, so our next subject is math. We have been using Math UC for quite a few years, and I use it all the way up until 6th grade. And then in 6th grade, my middle schoolers moved on to an online live class with Colby Academy, which I will talk about later. And so right now I'm going to show you how Math UC works and why we like it so much. Math UC is a mastery program, meaning that each section or book focuses on one particular skill. And so this year, my 4th grader, who I'm gonna show you his work right now, is in Epsilon, and he is working on fractions. And so what we do on a normal school week, old school, when we first started using Math UC, we had the CD-ROMs. Now we have a digital pack. And so all we do is we log in to our Math UC account. We find the lesson that he is on this week. And so for us this week is lesson 16. So every Monday, and you can go as quickly or slowly through these as you'd like. So if your kid totally masters a section, feel free to move on to the next thing. So this week we're adding mixed fractions, and so he watches the video.
Fractions. We're going to learn fractions.
And he really enjoys
today
this
we have some
math
lovely
teacher.
students here with nice bright smiles on their face.
So he watches the whole video, and then he goes to his workbook that goes along with that lesson, and he does 2 workbook pages a day. Look at that, he was doodling, can you tell? So on Monday he'll do A and B, Tuesday C and D, Wednesday E and F, Thursday G, and if I would like, we usually take Fridays off, but if I want to on a Friday morning, and I usually do about once a month, it comes with a testing book, and so I'll give him a check for learning test. But I don't do it every week because I see his work every week, and so I already know what he does or does not know. The digital package also comes with all the solutions for each problem. So you have an answer key here. Sorry, my is getting kind of fuzzy. You have an answer key down here. You have the testing booklets. You have the teacher's guide if you would like the instructor's guide, which sometimes I use, especially if there are some math skills that I need to brush up on as well. But for the most part, we've really loved it. This website also works great on an iPad. So this is a curriculum that we can take with us when we travel, which we have definitely done on more than one occasion. All right, next up is science. Now this one is a lot more fun when we can actually, leave the house and go places and do field trips and all kinds of exciting things. And I'd like to encourage you in a non-pandemic year to get creative. If you're back in the States, we had the awesome opportunity when we lived in Montana to link up with the local game wardens, and they would do classes for homeschool groups. We were also able to check out fur kits and shed kits, so like antlers, and that would come with learning materials. It would come with a giant bin of elk antlers, deer antlers, and just stuff like that. So you can definitely get creative with science. Another thing you can do is just get into nature journaling. Give your kids a notebook, give them some watercolors, go outside, give them a camera. My kids love it when they are able to have a camera for themselves, and try to identify animals, plants, flowers, anything that you see. So there's lots of ways you can get creative with science. One of the easiest things that I like to do, and that really helps us, especially when we're moving, is to use Evan Moore daily science journals. And this just gives us a jumping off point. Again, this is for elementary. My middle schoolers also do science with Colby Academy as well. And so I'll make sure to highlight that later in the video. Okay, so Evan Moore daily science journals, I don't feel like are complete enough to be a curriculum themselves, but they're definitely a great jumping off point, especially for lower elementary and even upper elementary. This is for my 4th grader. And so there's a big idea that's listed every week. And so what I do is I just use this as my basis to kind of help plan my lessons. And so for instance, this lesson, and this is big idea 4, and then there's 4 weeks in each big idea, is where do rocks come from? We're covering how rocks are made, the different types of rocks. And so I knew that was gonna be our lesson for this week. And so I ordered a volcano lab. We have this amazing rock identification kit that a sweet neighbor gave to us when they PCS'd. This book I found at a library sale for, I think, 50 cents a couple of years ago. And of course, you can always find some amazing resources online, on YouTube. Education.com has great printouts. So there's a lot of things that you can do just starting off with the $20 workbook. So another part of our homeschool that we do every single day is our history. And for history, we use Bookshark. Some might know it as the secular version of Sunlight, if you've heard of Sunlight. It's a literature-based curriculum. They do offer a box curriculum, all-in-one multi-subject package that you can get. So for a lot of new homeschoolers, I actually usually suggest that because it comes with a weekly study guide that tells you exactly what and when, what to read, when to read it, how to organize it. It tells you exactly what to do every day. We've done that in the past. Now I've been able to this is our 8th year of homeschooling, so I know what works and doesn't work for our family. And so we continue to use Bookshark for reading through history. And so what I'm gonna do is just show you what we're doing this week and how we make it work for our family. We are a family of readers. The more books, the better. So that's one of the reasons I really enjoy Bookshark, is that it's literature based. And one of the best things for me is that, as you can see, this week we're in the Kingfisher Encyclopedia. So we're gonna go to page 96, which is what their first assignment is for this week to read. Okay, we're starting the early Middle Ages. And so this is our actual kind of textbook, if you will. But then alongside with that is we have every week, and these will probably take 2 weeks to read, we have nonfiction, historical nonfiction books. And what I've really found, especially with my boys, is that when they have a character that they really love, that they follow, this character is, in real world events, they retain the information so much more. And that's one of the reasons I really enjoy Bookshark. Bookshark also has some fantastic lap books that you can do as an alternative, just an extra activity. And then every day, there are questions and vocabulary to go with your reading. Now, I don't have my kids do every question every day. What I do is I pick one question from whatever section I feel like choosing. And then back to our fridge here, that question. So like for today, please write the vocabulary and definitions for the hidden treasures of Gaston. And so they all have a notebook in the morning. They can come right in, do their reading assignment, do their history writing assignment, and they're done.